Does your loadout look like this? Does your truck look like this in Phasmophobia? You're probably a new player if you're searching this video. I've got you. I'm a very high level player. I will tell you guys everything you need to know. I'm going to walk you guys through. I'm going to try to post 1 game every day, maybe even 2 games every day. I'm going to try to walk you guys through what the hell you're supposed to do, because some of you guys are probably confused as hell. I'm using all tier 1 equipment, so this is all the starting equipment. This is a level 1 crucifix, level 1 incense, level 1 salt. Everything's level 1. And I did this because, obviously, you know, you guys are going to have level 1 equipment. But, anyways, here we go. Enough yapping. So, the first thing you want to do, the most important part, we're on Tanglewood, 6 Tanglewood Drive. First thing you always want to do, I'm on professional difficulty, which is not a hard difficulty, but for you guys, it might be a little bit challenging, which is fine. You always want to, I personally, it comes down to preference, but I would say it's a general rule of thumb that you always want to go in at least with a thermometer. So always try to work in a thermometer. The tier 1 thermometer is probably the top 3 worst items in the game. The tier 1 DOS projector is without a doubt the worst in the game. And in my opinion, tier 1 salt is the 2nd worst in the game. And then the tier 1 thermometer is the 3rd worst in the game. But I'm going to go in with a thermometer. Let's just start off simple. Thermometer, UV light, and what else could we grab? I guess we can grab, let's grab a video camera. But general rule of thumb, when you're walking in the building, you always want to bring in at least the thermometer, and I highly recommend bringing in the UV light. And the third, you can just bring whatever you want, maybe salt. Salt's usually a good option. But your first objective when entering the building, and this is just walking you through, you know, like your average Phasmophobia game, is find the breaker and turn the power on. So the garage is one spot for Tanglewood, so there's the breaker. It is in here. The other spot, there's only 2 spots on this map, would be right here in basement, right above this, what is this? I still don't know what this is. It's like a mattress. It's like an old mattress. It would be right here. So we're going to look for the cursed object, which is not something that you guys will necessarily need to worry about. And we have a door slam, so the ghost just slammed a door. So what we can actually do with that is we can turn on our UV, and we will see a UV print. Keep in mind, you're not always going to see UV print. This is a type of evidence. So this video is mostly for brand new players. So we see this UV print right here. We've seen it touch the door. When it touches the door, shine your UV light on it. The print won't stay there forever, so you're going to have to do it within a decent amount of time. So we'll go to our journal. As you can see, the other door has just been touched, and there is another handprint, right? We just heard this door get open. Go ahead and shut that. Actually, no, we'll leave that open because this is our way to the breaker. So there's 2 prints, so you're going to go to your journal, go to evidence, and you're going to click on ultraviolet 1 time. What that will now do is all these ghosts here that have not been... Okay. All these ghosts here that have not been, like, grayed out, these are the potential ghosts that it could still be. And like I said, this is a very basic beginning, like very beginner level video. So now what we're going to do with your thermometer is you essentially, we have UV marked off. You click it 1 time for the X in the box. That essentially means that all these grayed out ghosts, not the grayed out ones, but all these ghosts remaining are what ghosts it still could potentially be. If we were to see freezing temperatures, we would mark it, and this would be the ghosts that it could be. Demon, Hantu, Jinn, Mimic. We don't have freezing temperatures, but... So now we know we have UV. And, you know, I'm going to make intermediate style videos and advanced level and very high level, like borderline pro level videos for you guys. Sorry, I had to get a drink of water. My throat has been killing me. Now that the breaker's on, what you essentially want to do is you want to find the ghost room. You know, we've heard a lot of things going on over here in this general area. So just get some lights on in here. So when you're in a room with the lights off, you have what's called sanity, which hopefully you guys know about sanity. Oh, and I did not turn that light switch on. That was the ghost. It's a little fun tip for you guys. A mare is the only ghost in the game that is actually not able to turn on a light. So if you ever see a light get turned on, it's not a mare. But we're definitely in the ghost room. So with this tier 1 thermometer, what I generally recommend with this is instead of looking at this and walking in a room and waiting for it to go down because it takes forever, walk in the room while the breaker's on. Keep in mind the breaker has to be on for this. When you see visible cold breath coming out of your character's mouth, like that right there, right in the middle of your screen, I'll let it go one more time so you guys can see it. But when you see visible cold breath and the breaker is on, that is your ghost room. If you're inside, at least. There's some exceptions where if you're on like a camp map, like if you're outside and it's snowing, there's some exceptions. So we know that this is our ghost room because the breaker is on, we're indoors, and we have cold breath coming from our character. We'll go ahead and drop this UV light. We don't exactly need it. Next thing you want to do, you know, when you find your ghost room, you want to look for what is called ghost orbs. It is a type of evidence right here, ghost orbs. See floating orbs on video through video camera, video feed, or headgear. You mostly want to see it through the video camera. This is a video camera. You want to press your, I think, toggle button is what it's called. Got night vision, and we will look around and see if we can see some floating orbs. And I'm not going to be able to show you guys everything. Every ghost in this game has 3 types of evidence, with the exception of a mimic, who actually technically still has 3 types of evidence, but it actually has fake orbs. So a mimic will actually show orbs, but it's not actually evidence of the mimic. It's a fake. It's fake to try and throw you off for other ghosts that actually do have orbs, essentially. So that's something to look out for. You don't have to get into that yet. We don't have to get into anything crazy. All I'm going to tell you... Oh, is that a poltergeist? Oh! Oh, I just absolutely shit myself. Oh my god. Okay, well, we're not seeing orbs. Holy shit. That, no, like, I genuinely... I gotta clip that. Hold on. Oh, I can't clip it because I'm recording, but I'll have it on here. That genuinely just scared the shit out of me. Oh my lord, dude, I have like 182 hours in this game, and that just scared the absolute fuck out of me. Well, I know what the ghost is now. It is a poltergeist, but we're not gonna pay attention to that. So I already know poltergeist is UV, spirit box, and ghost writing. So we're just gonna go ahead and grab these for that purpose. It's 65%. Let's pop 1 sanity medication because we're focusing on teaching here. So I know off the top of my head, basically, 75% of the ghosts, 75% of the ghosts. I know there are 3 evidences off the top of my head. I'm trying to get good at remembering all of them. Poltergeist is UV, ghost writing, and spirit box. So I'm going to place this book. As you can see, with your thermometer, generally speaking, you want to wait. You can watch the 0 or the 32. If it drops under that line where it's 0, that will be freezing temperatures, because that will be below freezing. That is Celsius. If you're, you know, American and you don't know what Celsius means, and, you know, the education system has failed you, which it probably has if you're in America. I'm in America, so I can say this. Look at the 32 degrees, and as you can see, we'll look at it one more time real quick. We just got a door touch, so there is your handprint. That is what a handprint looks like on a door. It's always going to be right in the middle of the door, at least. There are times where you put salt down, it can step in salt, and I will actually do that for you guys in a minute. But when it drops under this 32 degrees, which is the numbers on the right, the 32 degrees Fahrenheit, when it drops under that, that will mean that you have freezing temps. You'll go to your journal, click evidence, and you'll come over to freezing temps, and you'll tap it 1 time. But in this case, we will not have freezing temps. And there's your ghost writing. That's what ghost writing looks like. We have it writing in the book right now. So when you see that happen, go to your journal, go down to ghost writing, click X, make sure that X is in the box. If you click it again, it draws a line through it, which means that it's not ghost writing. So avoid double clicking that. So if I go on EMF and I click it twice, there's a line through it, which means that that's marking off all the ghosts that that would leave options left of ghosts that don't have EMF 5. So you always want to click it and make sure the X is going through it when you do that. And a little thing for Tinglewood, here's a little thing. If you ever see this car go off, all you gotta do, run over to this front door right here. In this little green bowl, grab these keys, and all you have to do is just go in here and tap, for console, it would be R2 or right trigger for Xbox, and for PC, I'm assuming it would be left mouse button, probably, maybe not. Oh yeah, we have our spirit box. Let me go grab, some salt real quick, and I will show you guys what, the footprints look for and how to identify that. If you can't get the ghost to, you know, if you can't get the ghost to tap, or not tap, if you can't get the ghost to touch the door and open it, another thing you can do is salt. Tier 1 salt like I said, in my opinion, is probably the second worst item in the game, behind the tier 1 dots projector. Let's see here. What else could we do? I'll grab a EMF reader. I'll teach you guys a little bit more. You know, we're just taking it light. We're on a very, 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 well, for the average player, we're on a moderately, I guess, challenging, but not really. I don't know how to explain it. For this, like, you guys will be lost. I recommend doing amateur, intermediate, sticking to that, and then moving to professional. So, as you can see, this door just got touched, right? So we're gonna bring our EMF over here. Sorry, this is what's an EMF reader. You will always get an EMF 2 on things like doors being touched, or, you know, things like that. So if a door is ever touched, walk up to the door through EMF, you're gonna get an EMF 2. If objects get thrown, like if a plate gets thrown, you can actually walk up to it, and you'll get an EMF 3, because EMF 3 would be object being thrown, or, you know, other things like that. And that's just a general way to figure out where that sound came from. So this door, like, look, this door just got touched. Let's walk over here, EMF 2. So now what we could do, you know, we could, oh, and we just had an object get thrown. I don't know exactly where that was. It had to be over here somewhere, because I'm getting EMF 3. But, you know, what we could do, we do that, you know, just to get some information, and you can potentially get EMF 5, and, you know, there's all kinds of things that go into it. Now, for the Poltergeist specifically, we got Ghost Riding UV and Spirit Box. When you're using this little Spirit Box, you can actually talk to it in-game. Click pause, go to Options, Audio, Voice Input Mode. You can have it on toggle, which means that you just talk and it's right here. You can switch it to something like text, where you press the button and you can just tap your like square, triangle, circle, or X to ask it questions, like if you don't want to actually speak. I have mine on toggle, but you guys can have yours on open mic or whatever it's called. Let's go ahead and turn this on, and it will be able to hear us, and we ask it very common generic questions like, where are you, how old are you, what room are you, you know what I mean, like, are you here? There's all kinds of things you can ask it. I would just stick to the same 3 or 4 questions on repeat, because sometimes, you know, you might not ask anything. Oh, I just heard a poltergeist explosion over there, wow. Okay, so here's what I think happened. Notice how we're not getting cold breath anymore? I believe it actually has switched rooms on us. So what we're going to do is we're going to very quickly drop this. We're going to grab EMF. We're going to go over here. I just heard an object. It sounded like a poltergeist explosion, which is a special ability. It sounded like it was in nursery, so let's go ahead and go in here. Nothing looks like it's been thrown in here. There's a bone. You guys will have a bone in every game that you join. It will be in a random room. That is a foot. This is not the ghost room. So those objects that got thrown must have been in here. Nothing looks like it's been thrown in here, though. Okay. I did not mean to turn that on. Was it bathroom? That has been thrown. Has it switched rooms on us? I don't believe it has. Maybe it's in the hallway? Surely that wasn't master bedroom that was in, right? Okay, yeah, I'm hearing things being thrown over here. Maybe it hasn't switched rooms. Let's give it one more. There's like a lot, like I hear like multiple things being thrown, and that sounds like it's in nursery, which would be this room over here. To me, that's what it sounds like. But nothing is moving. I don't understand that. Unless I'm crazy. And yes, the ghost will switch rooms. Well, you know, with the exception of a Goryo. The Goryo is the only ghost in the game that will never, ever, ever, ever switch rooms. I just realized, see, I don't use the tier 1 EMF a lot. I just realized it was off this whole time. That's why I was walking, looking around for, like, EMF readings. I just realized it was turned off. That is a big mistake on my end. That shows you how much I use this damn tier 1. I just assumed it was on. So we're hearing noises over here. We just heard like a little creaking sound. It's not gonna... It sounded like maybe the stairs were getting stepped on or something. But what we're gonna do is we turn our spirit box on, and let's go ahead and start asking it questions. Let's just walk around and ask it questions. Where are you? And you see that little, on the right side of the spirit box, not the power button, but the other one, the green, means that my mic is on and it's able to hear me. The other light that hasn't blinked means that... Wait, let's just make sure. We heard a door open. Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? Where did we hear that door open? That one, no. That one, no. That one, no. So it had to be the nursery door? But that sounded like it was... Am I crazy? Okay. I don't know where that came from. So watch this. So you'll see that light that's not flashing on the very right side next to the green light. That will flash red when it hears my question. If it flashes red, that means it heard my question, understood it, and didn't answer me. Okay, just turn the sink on in the bathroom. Okay. So it's throwing things. So we'll turn our EMF on. Now we have EMF 3 because an object just got thrown. Alright. Let's go ahead and ask it some questions. Where are you?
A close encounter.
And that right there is a spirit box response. We are in the ghost room. It has switched to the bathroom. We're going to go ahead and turn this on. We'll ask it more questions. How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? Alright, where are you? Are you friendly? We just heard this door. How old are you? How old are you? So it really doesn't want to answer its age. Are you friendly? Are you friendly? Alright. Well, there you go, guys. So what has happened is it is now hunting, which absolutely just scared the shit out of me. We do have a poltergeist. We got a spirit box response, ghost writing, and UV. Every ghost has 3 evidence, except for the exception of a mimic, which we won't even get into that now. Careful talking in game and tapping a radio when it hunts, because it will detect you if you're talking. I have my mic toggled off, so I'm able to talk. But, so, some general rules of thumb. Well, not rules of, just don't do it. Never do it. Don't hold electronics. So this EMF right here. If I walk into this closet with this EMF in my hand and close the door and hide, it will detect the electronic and it will come right to you and kill you. So what you usually want to do is, if you can either turn it off and then boom, boom, and you're good. Or if it's on, just, you know, turn it off, switch to something else that's not electronic and hold it. Or then get in the closet, or, you know, if you're boom and it starts hunting, just boom, drop it, go in, boom. That way you'll have nothing in your hand. So that's some general things you can do. You do not want, so a ghost can detect your electronics, and it can detect you talking in game chat. So usually maybe get in a good habit of, you know, muting your mic or something, right? You might want to get in a good habit of doing that. So after you figure out the ghost, you want to click it to the point where the ghost name is actually circled. You don't have to always check these evidence off, but it helps you show what ghosts it still could be, right? And we have other things like media where you can get photos and videos and sounds. We'll get into that in a different video. But now we have the poltergeist figured out. You want to come out and you want to click this little number pad and your investigation will officially be over. You're not going to get, maybe, you might get like maybe like $300 on this difficulty. I have no idea. I usually get like 3,000 a game. Yeah, so, you know, 625. That's actually not bad. But yeah, and if you do not correctly identify the ghost, you basically won't get anything, right? Like, you'll get like $18. As you can see, though, we traveled almost 1,000 meters. You know, we lost 94% sanity. We spent 11 minutes in the dark and 5 minutes in the light. Like I said, the more time you spend in the dark, the more your sanity will drain. So if you don't want your sanity to drain, stand in the light. If you want it to drain so that you can get information, because the lower your sanity gets, the more ghost activity will begin to happen. You'll get more hunts, you'll get more, you know, events. So, like, it'll just slowly start to spiral, right? And that's actually a good thing when you become a high-level player, is more activity, because it gives you more information. 16.5 minutes investigating, you know, just showing you guys around. Honestly, we had it figured out on those throws, like, 2 minutes in, but, you know, we're just here to teach you guys. As you can see, the ghost objects moved. It moved 50 objects, which is very typical for a poltergeist. 50 fucking things thrown, which is absolutely crazy for a 16-minute game. Objects used, 6. Doors moved, 17. Light switch, 2. Interaction, 75. Abilities used, 5. So it did 5. Wow. But yeah, no. So there you go. Time in favorite room, 9 minutes and 18 seconds. Total hunt duration, 30 seconds. time out of favorite room, 7 minutes, 22 seconds. Bone location, nursery. You can look at all these, you know, the summary, which doesn't mean much. You can look at the detailed statistics, whatever you want to look at, you know. But yeah, so that is basically how you walk through a game. We'll do one more. We'll make it a nice little 28, 29-minute video for you guys. And what we'll actually do is we'll do something for our intermediate players here. We will go tier 2 objects now, or items. Objects sounds weird. I mean, they're technically objects, but we'll go tier 2 items now. The reason I don't have all these unlocked is because I have recently prestiged, guys. I am prestige 6. I have an Apocalypse 3 badge here, which, dear Lord, don't try Apocalypse 3. If you're searching the basics of Phasmophobia, do not ever attempt Apocalypse 3. You've got about a year or two to go before you do that. I'm just letting you know now. It was torture. Absolute torture. Go ahead and get into this, though. Man, my throat is just dry, dude. My voice is gone. As you can see, if you look at this, you might be like, oh man, this is some fancy gear that we have here. The name is Donna Gayton. Alright. You know, we're getting a little bit more advanced with the equipment, and, you know, this stuff slowly starts getting better. The EMF is better, the thermometer is way better. Tier 2 thermometer is actually very good. It's actually one of my favorites. One of my favorite non-tier 3 items in the game, which tier 3 on everything is not the best. Tier 3 incense is not the best incense. Tier 1 incense is actually the best. That's some high-level shit you guys will get into. Tier 2 thermometer, you could make a case that it's better than Tier 3. Tier 2 UV is actually the best UV in the game. And we're going to go ahead and get our loadout set up. We're going to grab thermometer, we're going to grab UV, and we're going to grab salt. Reason that this is high-tech shit, a lot of these things you guys don't need to worry about, but this is something you can take into account. The reason that a Tier 2 incense, what the fuck? A Tier 2 UV is the best, because you can shake it and you can see all this right here, but it actually doesn't technically count as a flashlight or an electronic. So you can actually hold it in your hand, and if a ghost starts to hunt, it actually will not detect this because it's not an electronic. And the Tier 1 and Tier 3 UV are both flashlights, so they are electronics. So that is why Tier 2 incense is great. Plus, it just looks cool, dude. Like, look, just throw that on the ground, and, like, it's so cool, dude. I loved it. This is one of my favorite items. Again, like, look, when you look around and move, like, the liquid in it's moving. Oh, wait. Alright, hi there. That is what's called a ghost event, by the way. We need to dive into that as well. That is a ghost event, not a ghost hunt. There are different things. So what we're actually going to do is... Do we want to use this? Nah, let's not do it. Let's find the ghost room. We don't want to get into the cursed objects yet. Okay, we heard a door get messed with, so we immediately want to come over here. Hold this UV, just walk around. We are not seeing UV prints, and I'm almost positive that one of these doors are the ones that got touched. Like, I'm like 100% positive. You guys might be a little bit newer. You might not get over here fast enough to see the UV prints, and you'll be like, I don't know. It still could be UV. I'm going to go ahead and roll out UV. You can't fully roll it out because Obaki, that's like high-level shit. We'll get into that. So this candle, okay, this is just me being me. It's not an Onryo. That reason being because that candle starts off not being lit. The fact that it got blown out means that it got lit by the ghost. And an Onryo will never light a candle. It hates fire. An Onryo despises fire. It actually can't hunt you if you're around a firelight that is lit, like a candle, funnily enough. So, you know, keep that in mind. You don't have to keep that in mind. But here is the #1 way for identifying the ghost room. See this temperature right here, 17.2, you know, 18.3, and then we go over here, and we've got, what, like 16, 17. Then we come out in this hallway. Look, immediately drops to 6.5. So, you know you have your ghost room when the breaker is off, and you have all these rooms that are like 18 degrees Celsius, 18 degrees Celsius, 17 degrees Celsius, and then you walk out here, 7 degrees Celsius. That is a huge, and it's not an Oni, because that is a ghost mist event right there. An Oni will never do that event that you just seen, where you seen that mist coming down the hallway, and then it got to me and went, right? An Oni will never do that. It's the only ghost in the game that cannot do that event. So you see the drastic temperature difference here. Now it's 8 and all that. Well, that one's 17, 18, and 18. That computer just got turned on. Let's go ahead and undo what he just did. So this hallway is our ghost room. We're going to place a salt here. We're going to place a salt here. And I guess we'll just place another one, like, maybe here. I think the breaker just got turned off. Okay, we're hearing some things. But yeah, no, so, you know, it's nice to just walk you guys through this. I love just, you know, teaching. Just teaching the game is fun to me. I love it. So we're looking for freezing temps. It's not even close to freezing temps, actually. So we've still got 8 degrees here, and then we've got 16 degrees in here. So this is still a big difference. We're actually, interestingly enough, we're not seeing cold breath. What door was that got messed with? It had to be that door. Because it's not this door, right? Yeah, it's not that door. So the salt has not been stepped in, and we're not even close to freezing temps. We're not even actually getting cold breath. So we're going to go ahead. The breaker has been turned off, so we're going to go back in here. It's not here, so it's going to be downstairs. I don't even know if we turned on the breaker yet this game. Did we? Yeah, we did, because it's open. Okay. Well, the ghost can actually open it, but, you know, that's besides the point. So go ahead and get this. Salt has yet to be stepped in, and this is the ghost room, so that is kind of strange, unless it's just a ghost that's like chilling, not really moving much. 13, and this is down to 9 degrees Celsius. So that's still probably the ghost room. We're not necessarily getting cold breath yet, which is kind of weird for this difficulty. I will say it is a little bit weird. It's not the weirdest thing ever, but it is most definitely just a little weird. We actually have another slot for inventory, so we're going to go and grab a crucifix. Probably need to pop a sanity medication because we're just trying to teach you. We're at 50%. Basically almost every ghost can hunt at 50% is the threshold for the hunting. Once your sanity gets down to 50%, they're essentially, most ghosts are able to hunt at that point. There's exceptions, you know, there's certain situations. Now this is at 11. What door was that? It had to be this one. Okay, so I don't know if this is the ghost room anymore, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to walk around. Could have potentially switched rooms. 11. 16. This room might be warming up from where it switched rooms. My sister just got on. Wow. So it could be, this room could be, that is a ghost event. So it stepped in the salt. Go ahead and look for some footprints. We're not seeing UV. So you'll know that that's a ghost event when the light, if your light is on, the light will turn off and then it'll happen. And you'll always know that's a ghost event. If the lights start flickering and then it does it, that is a hunt. So we're actually going to go in here. I'm pretty sure this is the new ghost room because I'm hearing like things being thrown and stuff. 7 degrees and 8 degrees. 17 degrees. Yeah, so it's either this room or this room. I'm assuming we're going to get cold breath if we stand in here. Yeah, this is 6 degrees. So yeah, this is our ghost room. We'll probably get cold breath like right now. Right? It might not give it to us, but we can't use this closet as a hiding spot. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much the ghost room. So let's grab that. Grab the crucifix. We did have a ghost event hit us, so our sanity actually is going to take a hit. Let's look for orbs. Yep, there's the cold breath. Beautiful. And I hope we can see orbs here. You don't have to have night vision on. A lot of people think you do. We had an object just get thrown. Okay, so we're not seeing orbs. And this is the ghost room. Go ahead and get a video of this door moving. Why is it not letting me video? I'm confused on what's happening. So we're not seeing orbs. Generally, with the orbs, with the video camera, and first of all, the orbs are always going to be in the ghost room. So if the ghost room switches, they will still be in the room that it switches to is where they'll be. I think it fake hunted on me. Why would that door be closed? Potential Yuri. I'm gonna mark that because I don't. Oh well, yeah, the ghost event. Never mind. So we're gonna grab EMF. We're gonna grab Spirit Box and Dots, And what sanity are we at? We're at 50 again, so we're going to go ahead and pop one more sanity medication. It will restore 30 sanity, so we will be up at 80. We're going to leave this light on, so we'll probably be able to stay in this room and be relatively safe for at least 8 minutes, maybe. I don't know, maybe not even that long. Go back to the spirit box. Look at this, a new modern spirit box. Yeah. Where are you? Go ahead and ask it a question. There we go, boom. There's your answer. Spirit box, and we'll go ahead and mark that. We know it's not UV because every ghost that has UV evidence, every time they touch a door, they will always leave a UV print. Every interaction they do, step in salt, open a door, they will always leave a UV print. But the Obaki actually is the only ghost that has UV evidence where it actually has a 1 in 4 chance of every interaction it does to not show a UV. So if an Obaki specifically touches this door, there's a 25% chance that it won't show a UV print. But every other ghost that has UV evidence will always show a UV handprint. So we have Spirit Box. We know it's not UV. Oh, wow, look at that. The book got written in while we were gone. You see the little scribbling in the book? The book has been written in while we were gone. Maroi, Diogen, Mare, or Spirit. And we have seen lights get turned on multiple times, so we know it's not a mare. Because a mare, like I said, is the only ghost in the game that cannot turn on a light. So we're not seeing orbs. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's not orbs, which means that that doesn't actually roll anything out. Well, I thought that would roll out a Diogen, but I forgot Diogen doesn't. I guess it doesn't have orbs. That's crazy. All right, so not getting freezing temps. We're gonna go ahead and put the dots down. Tier 2 dots is you know, it's all right. So we are torn between a Diogen, Maroi, and a Spirit. So we'll get a good idea here. We're actually going to let our sanity go down, but we're going to look for other types of evidence. I don't even know if we'll get a hunt from the ghost before. You know, ideally you guys on professional difficulty want to get in and out before it even hunts one time and just get your evidence and kind of go, you know what I mean? We're at 70% sanity, so what we're actually going to do is we're going to grab just 2 incense and a, oh yeah, we have an EMF. Fuck, I forgot. I'm going to grab 2 incense. We're actually going to go to the curse object just so we can get it to hunt real quick. Let's go ahead and turn on the EMF. There, an object has been thrown, and we have EMF 3. Like I said, objects being thrown gives off a 3 EMF. Doors being touched gives a 2 EMF. Where are you? Where are you? How old are you? Alright, no need in asking that. We just seen that. Oh shit. Fuck. And there's dots. So we now know that we have a Diogen. Alright. Where are you?
It's taken away.
Taken away. Okay. Well, so there is your ghost. So here's what we're actually gonna do. Can I like hold this object? Like this, can I hold the monkey? Can I literally just hold it in my hand and just have my sanity get drained? I want to show you guys how the Diogen hunts. This will be a fun little fact for a Diogen specifically. Holy sh... Okay. I thought he was about to make it hunt on me. So if we hold this, does their sanity just go down? Like, is it draining or no? I wish to see the ghost. It's not going to work while I'm outside, I think. I wish to see the ghost. Yeah. It's not going to work. That's fine. I want to get it to hunt, but the thing is, when you get it to hunt with the monkey paw, it will blind you, and I'll actually show you guys what that looks like. So this is why you kind of want to avoid the monkey paw for a while until you get better. I'm going to wish for it to hunt. It's going to come right to me, because a Diogen, fun fact about the Diogen, it will always know where you're at. It will always come to you. So these little closet hiding spots right here, do not go in these if it's a Diogen. Like, and if you're ever hiding in it, and it comes right to you and kills you, you know it's a Diogen. So it always knows where you're at. You cannot hide from it unless you're glitching yourself to the point where you can't die. It will always come to you. It will go extremely fast when it's not near you, because it's speeding to you, and then once it gets right to you, it will slow down significantly. That is how a Diogen hunts. That is a very specific hunting style. Only the Diogen will do that. So we're going to go ahead and say it. Say the magic words. I wish to see the ghost. There's one wish. Go ahead and drop this, and watch when it starts hunting. Notice how everything goes dark, and it's going to completely blind me. Boom. Fast, 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 right? You hear how fast it is? And watch, it gets right here. It's crazy slow. See it? See how slow it's going now? It was going boom, 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 and then now it's like boom, 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 boom. It's so slow. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the easiest ghost in the game to identify, right? That is quite literally the easiest ghost to identify in the game, and I'm not even exaggerating. It actually is. All you have to do is hear it going fucking light speed at you, and then it just immediately gets to you and goes painfully slow. Literally like crawling speed. It's insane. And this is a curse hunt, so it's lasting a little bit longer than it should. It'll probably be over here in the next, well, now. So, you know, that right there is the Diogen hunting style. What else could I do? Is there anything else I could do? I mean, general tips for the Diogen. If you're going to play Tanglewood, I highly recommend just playing Tanglewood non-stop until you're like level 20 or 30. Or at least until you have a good idea of what you're doing with the evidence. Never, for Tanglewood specifically, never be anywhere here, like this way. Never be on this side of the map, like the front side. Never be over here in master bedroom. The only spots you need to be for a Diogen, so that you can just keep backing up from it, is right here in this kitchen, baby. Right here, going around town. Just watching it fucking go and just walking around. The reason being, let's say you're in basement, right? If it starts hunting upstairs and you're here, what are you going to do? You can't go here. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to sit here and fucking run in a circle? You're not going to be able to do that. It will trap you and it will kill you. Granted, you know, if you're here and it comes downstairs, it can walk very slowly like that, and then you can kind of like run around like that and go upstairs. You could do that, but it's just too risky. It's way too risky. So you want to stay here. You can also loop it around this table, go around here like this. Or, you know, I don't really recommend it, but if you want to go in here, you can do it in the garage as well. You can just go around the car. But, yeah, no, so those are some pointers for Phasmophobia. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. We're going to mark the Diogen. We got an EMF reading as soon as we left. That's funny. So, yeah, there are your 2 games. I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, I just thought I'd give you guys a basic little rundown. I hope I taught you guys enough. There's probably some basics I forgot because the basics are programmed in my mind. Like, I'm on autopilot mode a lot of the time when I'm playing. And, you know, there's probably some very basic things I might have forgotten. If you guys are, you know, if you guys learned something, maybe, you know, come back for more. I'm going to be posting beginner level videos, intermediate level videos, high level videos, pro level videos. I'm going to be posting everything. But yeah, no, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope we got a nice little 35 minute video out of this. I hope you guys enjoyed. And whatever you guys want, if you guys want me to make a video on a specific ghost or something specific about the game, like a certain type of evidence or a certain type of ghost or a certain map, whatever you guys want, comment, let me know. If you guys want me to make an all-around video where I just teach everything, like, you know, feel free to let me know in the comments. But yeah, no, appreciate you guys. We have a big update coming out as the recording of this video in about a month and a half to 2 months. We have a huge update. I'm hoping it's going to attract a lot of new players. If you're here after the update, some of these things might be changed, so keep in mind it might be outdated. If you're watching this video and it says 2 months ago, some of this might be outdated, but I doubt it. I doubt any of this will be outdated, but you never know what they'll do. You never know what they'll do. That right there, because they're changing Tanglewood, so that map I just played is going to look completely different in about 2 months' time. So, you know. But yeah, no, appreciate you guys, and peace out.